Hi guys! Today we are working on lesson 7 for math, and our I can statement is I can solve word problems involving the total value of a group of coins. And yesterday we worked on what the values of the coins were and counting the coins, and so today we're working on the coins with word problems. So I wanted to take a second just to review how we work on word problems. And this is for you all and kind of your parents too, just to talk to them and you guys about how we just solve word problems overall. You don't have to use this strategy for all of the word problems we're doing today, but just to remind you, this is how we solve all of our word problems. Sometimes you're gonna see the KWS, I think, strategy, and that is to, honestly, I don't even know if that's what they call it, I don't even know if that is the acronym. Anyway, that is not what we use for our word problems. So just so you know, if you see that, that is not how we solve them. We use something that is called P's, and all of your kids are gonna be really familiar with how we use P's. But before we use the P's, we use something called cubes. And so guys, you all know about cubes, right? Of course you do. And in the front of all of your math notebooks, you remember your little diagram or your little sticky note that we have for cubes and for P's. So anytime that you need to remember that, open your math notebook and remember, oh yeah, I have my cubes and my P's little sticker there. So remind yourself of that. So before you do anything with word problems, remember that cubes is what we look at. And for cubes, the first thing you do is after you read the problem, you circle any numbers that are in the problem, then you underline the question that is in the problem, and then you box any keywords. And your keywords are going to tell you, what are you going to do to solve the problem? Are we adding? Are we subtracting? And that keyword is helping you solve that problem, right? Is that problem asking me to add or subtract? We don't worry quite as much about the E and the S, right? That's kind of evaluating, making us think about what we're gonna do to solve it, and then we actually solve the problem. But really that cub, the C, the U, and the B, are the really important part for us for the cubes. So we circle the numbers, we underline the question, and we box our keywords. We always do that for any word problem. Always, right? Got it. And then when we go to solve our problem, we always write the letters P, E, A, and S down the side of our page. Really nice and neat. And then tell your parents, wait a minute, when I solve a word problem, I make my P take up 3 lines, super nice and neat, and then I skip a line. And then I make my E take up 3 lines, and then I skip a line, and then my A and my S, so that our page is lined up so nice and neat, right? Don't get sloppy with it. Remember to take your time the same way that we always do in class, okay? Don't get home and get sloppy and think, I can write my word problem however I want. No, do it the same way that we always do, okay? So the P stands for our picture, the E is our equation or our number sentence, the A is for our answer, and the S is your sentence that answers your question. Okay, now we're ready to get started for the day. That was just a quick review. All right, so our question is, let's say Ignacio had 3 dimes and 2 nickels in one pocket, and then he had 1 quarter and 7 pennies in another pocket. How much money does he have in all? So if that was our problem that was written down, right away you are going to circle the values of those coins, right? Because that would be the C part of your cup. And then you're going to underline your sentence, okay? And you don't really have an action word here. But if you did, gosh, it makes me think of, did anybody say in all? If you did, that would be so smart, because in all tells me that that would be all together. So we're gonna add it up, right? Okay, to get us started, I wrote that he had 3 dimes and 2 nickels in one pocket, and then he had a quarter and 7 pennies in the other. So if I was gonna draw a picture, there's not just one right way to do this. But the first thing I'm thinking is that I could draw kind of a pocket, right? Could be however you wanted. Could kind of make it like this. And then I could draw another pocket here. And in one pocket, I want to draw those dimes. And I'm thinking, I want to put the value in each one. So I think I'm going to put 10, 10, and 10, because I know he had 3 dimes, right? And then he had 2 nickels. And I know each nickel is worth how much? 5 cents. Good job. Each nickel is worth 5 cents. And I know, since I want to put the pockets together, I'm going to add them. Yeah. And so in the other pocket, I have 1 quarter. How much is a quarter worth? 25 cents it is. So I'm going to put my quarter here for 25 and then 7 pennies. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And each penny is worth 1 cent. And then I want to know how much they are in all. So my equation is my number sentence. So I know I like to start with my biggest coin first, and I'm going to count them. Ready? So we have 10, 20, 30, 35, 40. Awesome. Now, since I want to write an equation, I'm going to write my repeated addition sentence. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 5 plus 5. To make this easy, I know 10, 20, 30. I'm going to put 30 there like that. That makes it easier for me. And I know 5 plus 5 is 10. 30 plus 10 is, what did we decide? 40. Yeah. And when you make your arrows down like that, your carets, that makes it easier to find your values like that. So I know my one pocket here is 40. And then I'm going to add my second pocket. And I start with my biggest coin, 25. And then I know that that's 7. To get to a nice even number, I think what I want to do, I go ahead and do each one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I love that there's a 5 there. That makes me think of a nice even number. So I think what I'm going to do is make this 25 plus 5 gives me what? 30. It does. 30. And then I just have these 2 cents left over, plus 2. And 30 plus 2 is 32. Now, I could do this a couple ways. I have my 40 plus 32. I could add 40 plus 32. I could stack them like this. I have my ones. 0 plus 2 ones is 2. And 4 tens plus 3 tens is 7 tens. I could do that to get my answer. Or I could not add those 2 extra ones yet. And I could just do my nice even numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and put my answer here as 72. Or I could have done it like this. I knew that I had my 40 and my 30, and that makes a nice even 70. That's easy to add, isn't it? And then I could go back and just add in those 2 extra ones. And 7 tens plus 2 ones is 72. So you can add your nice even tens and then add in the 2 extra ones if that makes it easier. Whatever's easier for you. Either way, my answer is 72. 72 what? Cents. Make sure you always add your cent sign, because at the end, I could have thought it was dollars. And if I wrote $72, is that right? It wouldn't be right. And then my sentence has to answer my question. And if I go back to my question, it said, how much money is in Ignacio's pockets? So I have to answer that. I would write, Ignacio has 72 cents in his pockets. Period. So for your problem set, you are going to have, let's see here, you have 6 different questions, and all of them are very similar to that, okay? Some of them are adding, and some of them on the back are subtracting. So make sure you really look at what that question is, where you box that action word, okay? Where is it saying all together? Or it might say, if somebody takes some, how much does he have left? And then that would be your clue. Oh, maybe I'm subtracting some money. I'm taking some money away. So make sure you're really paying attention to what that action word is. Am I adding them, or am I subtracting the money? I can't wait to see what your answers are. You're gonna do an awesome job on your problem set. Have fun, guys.